Welcome. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is October 4th, 2022. You know what that means? It is day 4 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 11, and I'm continuing the first Puppet Master chunk for the month of October with Puppet Master 2. But before I really dive deep into this, I need you to do a few things. You know what I'm about to ask of you. Click subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and share. You know why? Because it helps me get my channel and videos out there to a much broader audience, helps you stay notified when my videos go live, and when you leave a comment, it allows us to interact with one another. I want to hear what you have to say about the movie, what you thought about this installment, what some of my opinions on the movie may differ. I want to hear what you have to say, and when you leave a comment, it allows us to do that. So, and some shout outs, we got 13th Wolfman, Ice Lord, Random Horror. We got Outside the Nine. I think he might be doing some stuff. You got BAQ, the Basic Autumn Queen. She's got some really cool videos. She's really into this month. So go check her videos out. You got Random Horror, Jennifer Toshi, Terrence Marguana. I'm probably butchering your last name. I'm so sorry, but he does a lot of streams with the Ice Lord. I am the Ice Lord. So there's just so much content going on in this month. It's really overwhelming, especially from previous years. This year, there's just so much going on, and I hope everyone, once again, I'll say this every day if I have to, hope everyone has a great October. So, but anyways, like I mentioned, we're diving into the next installment of the Puppet Master franchise with aptly named Puppet Master 2. Now, with this one, I like this one over the first one, just because the first one is great. I love the tone of it. I love the editing. I like the feel of it. I just love the acting. I love how the puppets are, like, how much the puppets are used in that one. It's not overly used. They're not underused. That movie is, like, perfect, and when it comes to the Puppet Master franchise, and it's a really good movie overall. So I'm not trying to diminish that at all or take anything away. But I like this one just a little bit more because the tone is a little bit different. It's a little bit more faster paced. It's a little bit more action-y. You got Torch, who's our brand new puppet that's been added for the movie. His big debut in the movie is pretty cool. His main weapon is a flamethrower, and it's just really cool. He's a really good addition to the Puppet Master franchise. I like the acting, like the special effects are still great. The editing is still great. The overall look of the movie still looks like a movie. And that's the problem with some of the later installments. Like I mentioned, I've watched trailers for some of the later installments before I even really consider this to be part of this month. And you could just tell. And that's kind of making me sad. It really is, because I know that at least the first 4 Puppet Masters are done really well. They're shot on actual film. The special effects are really good. The acting, and it's just overall, these feel like actual movies. So I'm really sad to kind of like what movie goes from like being really good to like really start to see the decline. Like I had to kind of compare this to the Hellraiser franchise. After the first 4 Hellraiser movies, you can clearly see the decline in the quality of the movies, film wise, special effects wise. So that's kind of making me sad, because I'm really enjoying the Puppet Master movies as it is. So I'm really sad about that part. But I'm just going to tell you about the little plot real quick. That's another kind of a pro over the first movie, because we get introduced to Andrew Toulon as a bigger character. like in the first movie, spoiler, it happens within the first 5 minutes of the movie, he blows his head off. And then the first few minutes of this movie, he's being resurrected by Pinhead and Blade and everybody. So he's a character, and they're all back at the hotel because the owner of the hotel is dead, found dead with her kind of pieces of her brain being ripped through her nose. I don't think you don't actually see that, but it's through dialogue, I think. It's been a while since I've watched this one, but I do believe that's how it happens. It's just off camera, and so when a bunch more psychics kind of show up to kind of investigate what's going on, and Andrew Toulon is there to like, oh, I inherited this. I'm like a long lost relative or whatever. But they aren't quite truly welcoming of him, and there's a little bit of like distance between our main cast and our villain of the movie, Andrew Toulon, which I kind of had a little bit of a problem with, because knowing what comes next in the installment 3, in Puppet Master 3, his actions in this one seem a little off. It really does. I know, like, he's trying to put his soul, he's trying to collect enough brain material to transfer his soul into another body, and then one of the psychics is a woman who really reminds him of his wife, so he's trying to do that as well for her to transfer his wife's soul into one of the psychic's bodies. And so, like, I get that. That's in character, because after watching the third one, they are really in love, and they really are a team. And there are just some actions. I know, I don't think they had that really planned out that far, but it's just like watching it, it's a little bit of a kind of a shift in like character motivations, a little bit like, because in 3, just kind of give you a little preview, that he is a little bit more down to earth. He doesn't have a kind of a villain aspect of him. He's just trying to survive Nazis, essentially. So, yeah, but more on that tomorrow for day 5. So, I really like this one. I really did. But I'll save that for tomorrow. But yeah, it's this still the full moon name still means something with this one, and it still has some like gravitas behind the full moon feature banner. It still does have some weight to it. So I really like this one a little bit better than the first one, just because of the tone. It's a little bit more faster paced. It's a little bit, the puppet's a little bit more on the forefront of the movie and everything. And they're still used very well. They're not overly used, and they're not underused as well. Again, so like the first 2 Puppet Masters are done exceptionally well. It's just, I like these. I really do like these first couple Puppet Masters quite a bit, and I can't wait to talk about the 3rd installment. Tomorrow is going. I know I'm kind of really alluding to a lot of stuff, because the 3rd one does have a lot to go into the first 2 reviews of how I want to approach these couple reviews for for Puppet Master 1 and 2. So tomorrow, expect tomorrow's review to be kind of long. So that is all I have to say about Puppet Master 2. I do have a rating scale. 1 being run-of-the-mill horror, 2 best watch with the group, 3 more than average horror but adds nothing new to the horror genre, 4 helps move the horror genre forward, and 5 being a horror classic. Now, Puppet Master 1 was a horror classic because it started it all, and it's still revered as a really good movie, and it does have some really cool elements of it all. But Puppet Master 2, as much as I like this one over the first one, I still think this is definitely helps move the horror. I think it's a 4. It's one of those rare ones where it helps move the horror genre forward because it's the way how I describe that particular rating is because sequels can be good, and it does prove that horror sequels can help propel other movies. You know, sometimes we may not have gotten some other horror sequels if some other horror movies didn't succeed, you know, in making sequels. Like, I think that's how I worded it right, but yeah, I think it's a 4. It does help because, it's good world building. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It does help move the horror genre forward and help help world building. So hopefully that comes off well. So that is all I have for my review or my discussion on Puppet Master 2. Tomorrow, like I said, expect tomorrow's review to be a little bit longer than normal and a little bit more kind of rehashing of a couple of the key points of the first two. So I'm just letting you kind of give you a heads up. So I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and all I can really say is thank you.